Maharlika. The action continues inside the Caloocan Sports Complex for the second game of your MPBL Friday. This follows the victory of Quezon City Toda Accion versus Bataan, as now we proceed with Jammer Hamito, who had a season-high 15 rebounds in the previous outing versus Nueva Ecija. Today, he will be tested by the big men of the Davao Occidental Tigers. That will include that man in Art de la Cruz, who registered his first triple-double which could be hard to believe for us because he's been flirting with triple-double numbers all season long for these Tigers. Now, this is a very important game for these two teams because they're right next to each other in the team standings of the South Division, in the playoff picture as well, and they also are the only two winning teams with current losing streaks. That's 5 straight losses for Davao and 3 straight for South Cotabato. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Endicio. Coach Mike, I mentioned the losing streaks. I mentioned that they're still in the playoff picture in the South. But to you, who has more to prove in this game?
I feel it's Davao that's got to prove more. Lalo na with the way that they played against the Quezon and the way that they lost to those close teams and close games. I think they have a lot, lalo na very experienced itong mga players ng Davao.
Well, right now, as you take a look at our team standings, this would make everybody understand just how important this game is.
Yeah, this game is so important because this is actually a win over the other situation in case na magkaroon ng tie dito between South Cotabato and Davao. Whoever wins this, even if they get to tie, will have that advantage heading into the playoffs. So more of seeding positions para dito sa dalawang teams na ito.
And Parañaque, it's just a game away.
Right.
At 16 and 10, so if you can get that number 5 seed, why not for South Cotabato and Davao Occidental? As now we talk about the previous outing of the South Cotabato Warriors, which happened inside the Orion Sports Complex. They lost in single digits to Batangas and San Juan, but this was a painful loss versus the Rice Vanguards.
Agree, and they stumbled out of the gates actually against Nueva Ecija. They trailed 8 and 20 to the first quarter. Second half was more of the same. They trailed by as much as 25. But the good thing is Kyle had 11 and Jammer had 9 and 15. They got to their attempts but lesser conversions actually para dito sa South Cotabato. And Nueva Ecija was really dominant in the paint, minus 16 points in the paint. And 32% is not gonna cut it, especially if you go up against Nueva Ecija.
But one guy started shooting well in that game, in Jervy Cruz. In the first quarter, he almost reached double figures, but he began to slow down as the defense of Nueva Ecija got tighter as well.
Yeah, and kailangan talaga yan para dito sa kanila. And Jervy Cruz, I guess he's the veteran guy in this group, and a lot of things you're really looking up to him, and you wanna see that later on in the playoffs.
It's good that he had that nice third quarter for himself. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 out of 7 shooting. But can he actually produce more for South Cotabato in this matchup? As now we talk about the previous game of Davao Occidental. This was that thriller that happened in Quezon Province, the game where Jadel Fuentes scored his career-high 38.
Yeah, yung 7 out of 8 three-pointers really created that spread for Quezon, but a really good comeback, especially in the fourth quarter. 5 players in double digits para dito sa Davao, of course, led by the triple-double of R13, 10, and 11. Ighalo was really crucial in that run with 16 points. Again, babalik ka dun sa threes and your overtime performance. Itong QC that led, that by Quezon that really led to that loss for Davao.
It was the second best scoring output of Kenneth Ighalo in his season. His season high was 18 versus Quezon. He had 16.
Yeah. Crucial nga yung mga pagkakataon lalo na in the fourth quarter, yung pasa na yon ni Art de la Cruz sa kanya, and really just that resolve to be in there and competing in a very tight match in the fourth.
Well, Ighalo, or Iggy, did tell us that it's about time that they're getting their groove in, going up against tough teams in the MPBL. Let's see if they can translate that momentum in this matchup against South Cotabato. As now, we go to Miguel Perey.
Versus Davao Occidental Tigers for our second game. This is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. First, for the South Cotabato Warriors. Starting at guard number 4, Nico Flash Elorde. Also at guard number 15, Enzo Hoson. Center number 18, Chris Dumapig. Forward number 7, Kyle Tolentino. And the other forward number 20, Jervy Cruz. Their head coach is Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches Boying Diloy, Ramon Pido, Apple Coronado, Peter Deligero, and Rod Tolentino. Team manager is Merman Flores. Team owner is Michael Pacquiao. Now, the starting 5 for the MPBL Lacan season champions, the Davao Occidental Tigers. Coco Live. Starting at center, number 6, Mark Sarangay. Guard number 40, J.K. Casino. Also at guard number 3, Mac Talio. Power forward number 18, Art de la Cruz. And the other forward number 17, Kenneth Ighalo. Their head coach is Manu Inigo. Assistant coaches, Andy Mejos, Noli Mejos, VL Sandalo, Noy Bonleon, and James Bartolome. Team managers are Arvin Bonleon and Joey Cotabato.
We have our starting fives brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Enzo Hoson is back after experiencing a flu in Bataan. Nico Elorde is in the starting lineup with Chris Dumapig, Cal Donatino, and Jervy Cruz as well. Davao Occidental will feature J.K. Casino, Mac Talio, Mark Sarangay, Art de la Cruz, and Iggy Kenneth Ighalo. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mexi Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Enticio. Again, these are the two teams, the only two teams with losing streaks among all squads with records of better than 500, which means they have more wins compared to their losses overall. It's 5 straight defeats for Davao and 3 straight for South Cotabato. That's a sorry miss off of a nice move by Hoson. Recovery, Dumapig. And it's Jervy Cruz delivering the goods.
A really good show so far in that interior action sa rebound, lalo na. 3 attempts immediately they got out of that set.
Well, in terms of rebounding, it wasn't a problem for South Cotabato versus Nueva Ecija. They were a plus 13 overall and a plus 14 in offensive rebounding versus the Rice Vanguards.
Right, tsaka makikita mo talaga itong Davao. That's one of, I guess, as you see Iggy right there knock down that 3 rebounds is really one of the concerns para dito sa Davao. They're the 23rd right there with roughly about 42 per game. And you'd like to think with Art de la Cruz, Mark Sarangay in there, better control ng rebound, but that's not what we're seeing in the stats.
And in this game, they will be challenged even more because Chris Lalata is not present.
Oh, yeah.
And Lalata had 12 rebounds versus Quezon.
Right.
That was his first double-double in their campaign, but he's out because of a minor knee injury. Di naman daw gaano kabigat as detailed to us by Art de la Cruz. So we can expect him to return.
Tsaka si Art, for Art to be getting double-double and a triple-double, makita mo talaga yung effort niya sa glass.
Yeah.
Rebounding. He normally plays out there, right in this situation.
Nice pass onto Kenneth Ighalo. I did ask Art de la Cruz, is this the best version that we've been seeing now of you in this season? And he said, yes, we can say that. Kasi nagsunod-sunod din, nag-all-star appearance siya. They almost won that game. And then nag-triple-double siya. Let's just hope na magtutuloy-tuloy ito para kay Art.
Yeah, and he's really earned it. I mean, kung paano niya nilalaro yung game, he's one of the very high IQ bigs that we have here this season.
And this is his IQ on display. This guy had 11 assists versus Quezon Province.
And I remember one of the last possessions in regulation where Iggy got that under-goal stop courtesy of that backdoor pass by Art. That really was all Art right there. Staying composed and finding the open seams. And ganda lang ng backdoor cut talaga ni Iggy in that moment.
It was like a high-low in that previous sequence as De La Cruz drove and then he found the ceiling Mark Sarangay, forcing the foul to be called. Baseline inbound for Iggy. Kenneth Ighalo onto Art de la Cruz. This is a mismatch.
Oh, that's a push.
Yeah. An easy call for a referee, but now there's an extra motion. Now, normally, Art de la Cruz will not fall into something like that. Yan yung mabilis tumawang, bilis gumiti sa mga entanglements. So, ayan, hanggang dyan na lang yan.
Sending back a message.
Yeah.
Message sent, ika nga.
Double warning tayo. Napakamot na lang si Cal Tolentino as he continues to play defense. 2 minutes gone by. Ighalo That's tapped away by Jervy Cruz.
Ganda rin yung matchup na yun, Jervy at saka Art de la Cruz. Ano?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see if we can see them play one-on-one later on as Ighalo continues to inbound. De la Cruz, 10 seconds to work with. Nice feed to Sarangay. Short stab. Yes.
Well, Mark Sarangay, that close, pretty steady. He's got good touch then from the outside. Jervy, meantime.
That's a good touch.
Yeah.
He's definitely extended his range onto Curry land.
You know what's so special about South Cotabato Warriors? Number 1 sila pagdating sa 3-point attempts and 3-point makes. Roughly about 32 attempts and making 10 out of that. It's primarily because they have really good 3-point shooters. 10 players actually at least 30% 3-point shooting. And so if you ask ba't ganon, it's different players actually scoring from threes.
Do you also have the tally of how many players average making at least one in a game?
One attempt?
No, one make.
One make?
As this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. This is the first make of Jervy Cruz.
Yeah, I don't have that right now. I'll get that next time.
Sige, sige.
I just have the percentage.
Yan ang challenge ko sa'yo,
Oh,
Coach
yeah.
Mike, sa mga
And I like it when you challenge me.
Oo naman. That's how we can continue to improve our coverage.
Correct.
But I like what you said, 10 players, 30% efficiency or better.
Right.
Mataas na yun sa lagay na yun.
Taas na, tsaka yung ganun karami na players. Even if you talk about there's not much volume maybe on the others, but still, you know, that percentage is really good.
Oh, the ball was tapped away by Enzo Hoson. He thought that it bounced off of Art de la Cruz, but apparently not. Do we have a challenge? Yep, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Who touched it last? Was it Arth or Enzo? Or kinantin na ba?
They didn't proceed.
Okay.
Are they challenging?
Hindi na.
Hindi na.
Umilaw yung yung dilaw. Binawi agad. Mukhang umami na as Enzo Hoson could not convert off of his steal. And here's the counter by De La Cruz. Arth playing point guard. De La Cruz will shoot and score.
Yeah, this is more of Art's really feature in his game, you know. If he gets the rebound, parang Draymond Green-esque na siya na nagdi-decide.
Yes.
He's the point guard already. And
you don't Lord answers back.
Yeah, and you don't need to give it up to JK to, you know, push the ball.
JK can spot up.
Right.
Tignan mo. Si Art na nagbababa ngayon.
Correct.
Not even a fast break opportunity. And there's a hold.
And napakalaking bagay niyan, especially for guys like Iggy and Mac Talio, no? You just go to open spots and he will find you if you keep cutting.
I actually have moments when I think of Domantas Sabonis.
Pwede.
When I watch him. Kasi kaliwete.
Kaliwete, right.
And si Draymond kasi parang mas explosive pa panoorin eh.
Yeah.
Ito kalkulado to eh, si Art.
Yeah. At saka yung, I guess, lefties that can play that way, clearly advantage lefty. You know. I really have preferences for lefties.
Enzo Hoson, 2 points, welcome back.
Good decision to float it against the defense by Mark.
It is 9-all. Over 4 minutes gone by. Mac Talio against Nico Elorde. It's another nice matchup.
Nice matchup.
Offense versus defense.
Right.
Talio needs a teammate. It's Ighalo, 4 to work with. Sarangay. That's a bucket for the former Caloocan Supremo. This is home for him.
Right.
Tolentino spins and scores on the other end.
Yeah. Yan naman ang you cannot take away from Kyle Tolentino. He can knock down threes and put the ball on the floor and make decisions out of it.
That's why he averages 9.5 points per game. In 22 minutes of play on average for South Cotabato. De La Cruz. Tough shot. No good. Here's Nico Elorde. Stop and pop. He's feeling it. Too strong.
Talagang if you have the opportunity to hoist up a three even in open floor, everybody's got the green light, I suppose, from Coach Elvis.
It would make sense if you think about Coach Elvis as that empowering coach,
right?
Na i-translate from that Marikina franchise to South Cotabato.
At saka ang dami ng players na na-produce nila na somehow nagkaroon ng ganong mentality. Talk about Felipe Chavez, di ba? Even Kyle, with the way he plays, pretty much just like that.
It's different generations of Marikina Shoe Masters na ngayon ay nasa greener pastures na. Kyle, Enzo, even Eloy Tan,
Right,
with
Eloy
South
Tan.
Cotabato.
Right.
Marvin Jonicio is also in this lineup. Chavez will play later on for Negros. Mactalio is at the line, the leading scorer of Davao Occidental. He's 1 out of 2 from the stripe, which is the usual challenge for him.
Mactalio normally mga 50% free throw shooter yan. But you like his creativity, lalo na out one-on-one.
12-11, Jervy Cruz, Nico Elorde. Nice fake. Elorde, bounce pass to Dumapik. Sorry, missed though. And here's Iggy. They go to De La Cruz. Forward to Mactalio. His three-pointer is short. Palitan tayo dito. Oh, that's a stop and pop for Tolentino. I'm not sure if his balance was right.
No. Medyo
Still
leaning
looked
forward.
comfortable.
Leaning forward.
Casino. Not the best of feeds, and this is going to be a breakaway for Enzo Hoson.
Yeah, good defense right there by Enzo. Trying to take away that middle drive and forcing that deflection, eventually that steal.
South Cotabato now has the advantage. Walang nalalayo sa ating tala. And the biggest lead was 5 by Davao Occidental. Almost another steal. That's foul number 2, right? For Tolentino. We'll check that. Yes, it is. You ought to be careful.
Yeah,
there you see
second
his
foul.
father, Coach Elvis. Shout out to Madam Eileen as well. Of the Tolentinos. Marvin Jonicio is in. Same goes for Felix Apreco, which is a rare sight to see.
Oh.
But it is good to see him back. This guy is one of the best rebounders in MPBL history.
And I like this combo with Jammer right there to patrol the boards.
I mentioned Jammer had 15 boards versus Nueva Ecija.
And we talked about Jason being a workhorse on the glass para sa QC. I mean, you can talk about these two guys as well, you know, Felix and Jammer.
And you have Marvin Jonicio at the 3.
And
there's Coach Manu Inigo, present at the sideline for Davao Occidental. He was an assistant coach back in their championship year under Coach Don Dulay. Enzo Hoson. Leaning in, that's his shot. No bounce. Rebound, Hamito, yes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get offensive rebounds.
And so parang you can make a case nga since itong South Cotabato, that's an over and back. Otherwise, if there's a foul the other way.
Foul nga.
Oh, may foul, yeah.
It's called on Marvin Jonicio.
You can make a case na 3-point shooting team itong South Cotabato. If they're not making them, then it's going to be long rebounds and fast breaks the other way for Davao. But if the efficiencies are there, it's going to be problems for Davao.
Jammer Hamito with a quick turnaround to his dominant hand.
Conversely, kung puro perimeter shots naman at dribble drive ang gagawin nitong South Cotabato, problema sa rebound. Kasi mas malapit yung rebounds para sa kila Jammer and the Apreco. Short rebound naman yun. And, you know, like what we said, Davao is not really good when it comes to rebounds. That's their last in their stats.
Babantayan po natin yan. As of this moment, rebounding belongs to South Cotabato, 8-6. As Art de la Cruz scores, not happy with a non-call, but he will have to proceed. De la Cruz now has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. He might be going for another triple-double. Hamito with a 1-2, no good. And there you see the workhorse at it. Now it's De La Cruz getting the board. TH Tumalip against Enzo Hoson. Almost a steal.
Wow.
It is completed. Enzo surveying. Hoson going to Jonicio. Nice connection.
That time around, yung middle action, medyo confusion ng konti sa pag-execute ni Art and TH.
It's 17-16. 2 minutes and 20. Lohera going to Daryl Baila. This is Salubre, the homegrown, able to score.
Sa Lubre, ang laki rin ng nilaro niya doon sa game ng Quezon. That 3 in the corner, that was pretty good and started that run para dito sa Davao.
As much as we glorify his scoring abilities, Art de la Cruz told me that he was highly impressed with the defense by Jan Salubre. After all, if you're already playing at this level, hindi naman pwedeng scoring abilities na meron ka.
Correct.
Unless sobrang galing mong scorer, na mo offset na yung depensa mo. So at least the homegrown is making the franchise proud.
And he did that against Mark Cruz.
Salubre averages 5 points per game in 8 minutes of play. De la Cruz making his first free throw. Art is off to a nice start. He has 7 points, 5 boards, and 2 dimes now.
The usual very active Art in those departments, no? Actually, nag-slow down ng konti yung laro para sa Davao nung hindi na yung nagbababa si Art, no?
Kyle Napes is now in. It is 20-17. A minute and 45 in the first. Mark Cruz, the Ant-Man, going to JP Calvo, back up to Mark. Cruz attacking and feeding. Marvin Jonicio. Too strong. Good effort by Calvo. Cross court, now inside. Jammer Hamito, basket and one.
Well, coaches would always tell you the best way to generate closeout is for that lateral pass. That generated 2 closeouts and left Jammer Hamito underneath against Kyle. And with, Jammer claiming that left side of the floor, being a lefty, malalim na rin yung depensa kasi ni Kyle that time.
A 72% free throw shooter will not convert. There's the other workhorse. Apreco misses though.
It still took a second attempt before they claimed the rebound. No? Yun yung talagang challenge para dito sa Davao.
This is a tough spot for Lohera. He escapes. Kurt Lohera. That's a foul. 2 free throws.
No, I like that he attacked that defense of Apreco. Apreco was not going to close out long on him. Alam niya magi-stay lang doon sa babae. So atakihin ko na lang.
At first, I was thinking that Kurt Lohera could give us the same flashes that Kenny Rocacurva would give us, as this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subukat kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Because they're both lefties, and the athleticism is definitely there. They can just drive and drive.
You can make a case na even yung lakas ng katawan, halos nagkakapareho, no?
Parehong mabilis din.
Correct.
2 points for Kurt Lohera as the All-Star, Larry Rodriguez, checks in. I want to give props to the South All-Stars because, to be honest with you, Coach Mike, when I first saw the lineup, of course, nabighani tayo sa mga higante ng North Division. I thought that, there could have been a blowout, but it was a tight game. And it was yet another serious All-Star game for the MPBL. Big props to the South Division for all their efforts.
Well, I think for sure, all-star rin yung kalaban nila, but they weren't going to be starstruck by the height. Oh, look at that drive by Lohera.
Diba? Ganyan lang.
Yeah, ganyan lang. Makakita ng gap, go and attack it. In as much as yung South Cotabato has a green light to shoot from the outside, I'd like to think na si Lohera ganun din, may green light. If you see a spot, then you go in there and dribble, penetrate, and create for yourself. And find a teammate that's free if ever there is one.
You'd be happy that Kurt Lohera is starting out like this because he doesn't get to play every game for Davao. But when he does, he usually plays 15 minutes and he averages 7 points. This guy is a former PBA player already. He was a standout with DLSU. I think he also spent some time with Adamson back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna have to check. Bigla ko na-realize ngayon na ang dami ng seasons na nakalipas. Nasa season 87 na rin ng UAAP as of this moment. And we are in the 6th season of the MPBL as Mark Cruz makes a 3-pointer.
And Mark Cruz is always going to be that point guard that can not just be pesky, but knock down shots from out there. So PH right there, good drive in the middle.
That's with his right hand.
Nakita niya yung switch eh. Oh
Nice
man.
feed onto Larry Rodriguez. And that's gonna do it for our first quarter. Naging palitan talaga between South Cotabato and Davao Occidental.
But you love the activity of both these teams. I mean, if the numbers are right, 7 out of 10 shooting para dito sa Davao. A lot of it really because of assisted passes and, you know, just playing good teamwork right there. But South Cotabato knocking down threes, you know, it's something that they really look forward to. But so far, it's been the turnovers that they forced, to which they got 6 points out of it versus Davao.
Another disparity, we've seen 14 more field goals for South Cotabato, but we've seen 9 more free throws
Right.
for Davao Occidental in this game. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL. Matapos nilang habulin ng 29-point advantage ng Quezon in their previous game, sabi nga ni Coach Manu Inigo, in this Davao team, if they only embody the intent to win, kung tutuusin, kayang-kaya daw talaga nila. Because they have the talent, the experience, and everything in between. But bottom line is, it all boils down to the intention. Because the intention reflects in one's performance. Hindi daw porke pasok na sa playoffs ay parelax-relax na. Lalo na against South Cotabato, na sabi nga ni Coach Manu, known for their running game and shooting bigs. Especially the ones that actually came from Davao, Larry Rodriguez and Jerry Cruz. Kailangan daw ulit nila yung energy that Jan Salubre provided in their last game. Kaya in this game, Coach Manu wants to give the homegrown the minutes he deserves. Mix in Coach Mike.
Well, Salubre is playing early minutes as compared to his usual, so congratulations already to him as Marvin Janicio misfires. I'd like to go back to what Andrea mentioned about intention. Lalo na napapunta na tayong playoffs. Sa playoffs, magka-cancel out dyan yung preparation,
Right.
yung scouting. Minsan ang labanan dyan, sipag na lang. Diba? And of course, may advantage yung home court, pero hindi mo na makakontrol yun by that time.
Right.
So this is good discipline being developed by Davao Occidental as they move further.
Right. At saka maganda rin talaga yung the report of Andre, yung down 29 and you came back. And a lot of that has to do with defense. You were able to clamp down on Fuentes, who was 7 out of 8 in the first half from 3, and him
First
being...
half?
In the first half. He was 7 out of 8 in the first half. And so for him to be cold in that third quarter, they took advantage of it and made that run. They could have finished them off actually in the fourth quarter, but you know, it is what it is.
Salubre. No foul there. No basket. Marcus was fishing for it. It's 25-24. JP Calvo, the leading scorer of South Cotabato, averaging 10 per game. Calvo goes to Larry. That's a shot.
At saka for all you know, itong game na to, much as sinasabi natin na win over the other advantage, maaring rin to a matter of strategy for both the coaches, because right now, and the way they're stacked in the South, Batangas seems to have that lock and number 3. Tapos number 4 ang Binyan, most probably because of the win over the other on Parañaque. So even if magtie ang Binyan at Parañaque, it's still going to be Binyan at number 4. And so who do you pick? Do you pick Binyan or do you pick Batangas? Maybe that's a strategy right there. Meron kasi mga teams na kontrapelo ka no? Depende kung anong preference mo.
So that's if you get the 5 or 6 seed.
Right.
But if you drop down to 7,
yeah, you're getting Batangas.
No,
Zamboanga, right.
Or Quezon.
Right. So you want to avoid certain teams, nagiging na.
You know what that tells me? It seems like even the first round would be very, very interesting in the South Division. Parang ganun ka magkakalapit yung mga teams in terms of their caliber as Tumalip scores on the other end.
Right.
That could only be good for the MPBL.
That's right. And, you know, placing is going to play a key strategy as you head into the playoffs.
This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki, Janser, Salubre, giving it up to Terence Tumalip, who might have needed a breather after scoring that basket. O di kaya alam niya na rin talaga na ta-timeout na ng South Cotabato. It's 27-26. Wala pa rin nalalayo. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin, present inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. We thank her for making it to our venue, to everybody else here, and to everybody watching online and on TV. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Indicio for the second game of your MPBL Friday. Later on, it is Negros challenging the home squad of Caloocan, Batangkan Kalu. South Cotabato has a 3-game losing streak. Their last game would be against the Quezon Huskers, no less. While Davao Occidental will go up against the other Quezon team, Quezon City, at Quezon City. And we all know that QC is the third hottest team right now in the league, tied with Nueva Ecija. So they ought to be careful. Nice pass.
Oh.
Sorry miss for Sarangay.
Sorry miss.
And we're back with Mark Cruz. The Ant-Man going to the corner. Enzo Hoson. Nice shut off by De La Cruz. AJ Benson. Yes. Now that guy has been a spark plug for South Cotabato.
Yeah. Iba rin yung energy na bit-bit ni Benson to this team.
He's played limited minutes, but he's been efficient. His defense has also been well felt. That's 10 minutes per game. Close to 6 points and 3 rebounds for AJ Benson. This is only his third game back in the MPBL.
He's actually 33% from there.
Sa
from three.
Three-point area.
AJ. And on the perimeter, roughly about 67%. So, you know, knowing when to make those attempts.
Art De La Cruz will bring it down. They're down by 2 points. Under 7 minutes in the second quarter.
There you go.
Bonbon. Custodio will score.
That was a ploy actually in that game against Quezon that they went to early in that match, as they tested the defense at the post. Lalo na yung kay Topeng, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Actually, kahit nga hindi undersized yung bumabantay sa kanya eh. Kaya niya pumoste itong si Bonbon Custodio, who just got the steal. He attacks and feeds. Sarangay turns around. Sarangay, short. 29 all. Enzo Hoson. AJ Benson. Oh, nice cross. Then he went to Larry. Straight away, three-pointer.
Daming tumetres talaga sa South Cotabato Warriors, no? And I guess, you know, their efficient shooting is really what's bringing them this close to this game.
Well, that is three-pointer number 4 for them out of 10 tries. 40%, pretty high. And I'd like to commend AJ Benson for that beautiful move, escaping the defense of Custodio and then the assist for him. Itong hiling ni Coach Mike Perez. Our team comparison. All the numbers in the world for you.
Oh, yeah. Eh, kita mo yung points allowed. Mas highly defensive team talaga itong Davao, at allowing only 73. But clear advantage right there also on rebounds. It's a +3 in favor of South Cotabato. And I feel that's gonna be key as you move into the playoffs. Lalo na deeper. Kasi mas malalaki, rebounds is gonna be a factor in those games.
It is 32-29. Over 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Art de la Cruz deciding to attack strong side. He gets the bounce. De La Cruz is now in double figures. A steal by Custodio, his second in this game. Back to Art. De La Cruz fakes.
Nice
De La
fake.
Cruz scores again.
This very crafty player talaga si Art de la Cruz. Had that shot but waited for how the defense would react for Larry and able to counter it.
He already has surpassed his season average of 10 points per game. De La Cruz has a dozen and 7 rebounds as well. Almost 8 as Benson recovers and scores. What a game so far for
Yeah.
AJ Benson.
And living up to his percentages, no? Really just very efficient, like what you said kanina.
4-on-4 action. Custodio. On to Ighalo. Davao to try to reclaim the lead. Iggy. Sarangay. Thought about shooting
yeah.
the 3. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And there's a call in the interior. Natamaan na naman ni Chris Dumapig si Art de la Cruz.
Talagang bugbog rin sa ilalim si Art de la Cruz. Regardless kung sino ang bugbog talaga sa ilalim din, medyo mahirap. Pero buti na lang matibay rin ang katawan nito ni Art.
And speaking of tibay ng katawan niya, I'm just very happy that he's healthy. It's a long MPBL season. They were able to manage his health beautifully. Kasi nakapagpahinga rin yan in some games, which is normal in this long MPBL season. Normally in the PBA before, he would get injured as the playoffs would begin. But now he's good to go for Davao. Of course, knock on wood, that nothing else would happen to Arth as Marvin Janicio scores for South Cotabato.
And it's not just about taking care of himself, but performing at this level.
Yes.
The way he's done it.
Custodio backing down against Elorde. Double team provided. And it was almost a steal by Janicio.
That was a good ploy to try and bring in a second defender from the back against Bon Custodio.
Man down. Ighalo almost stripped by Hoson. 1 on the shot clock. Now
what's
there's
that?
some extra commotion between Elorde and Custodio. Well, they have been playing it physical. So our referees will have to review that previous sequence.
We didn't see that. Medyo nabablock tayo ng view doon. What happened, right? We'll see.
A lot of holding. Then they got tangled up. May technical foul tayong nakitang gesture.
We saw that clip on the arm too. Hirap rin kasi pag nasa poste, kalaban mo si Bonbon Custodio.
Yeah.
Tibay din.
But you could also argue, mahirap pag bumabantay sa'yo.
Tama naman.
Si Nico
Si Nico
Elorde.
Elorde.
So, pili na lang kayo.
What gives? No? Anong bibigay din sa dalawa?
As for us, so just enjoy the action between those two.
You see Coach Boying Diloy also in there. He was actually part of that very first championship team of Benil in 2000 under Coach Dong Vergere. Si Coach, I think he was the point guard then.
Tagal na nun.
Oh.
2000?
One review.
Oh, that time of, I guess Sunday Salvacion was playing in that team. Yeah.
Number 13, Bon Custodio, both for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Both unsportsmanlike.
It's just a double foul.
Okay.
Okay, nothing too drastic.
Konting kwentuhan na may
Sino-
konting...
Sino yung coach na tinukoy mo? Boying ba yun?
Boying Diloy.
From
From South Cotabato.
South Cotabato. Ito
that
ba
one-
nakatayo?
Yeah, naka-white. Kasama ni Coach Elvis.
Naka-white silang lahat.
The one standing up. No,
Okay,
standing
nakatayo.
up. Sige. With Coach Elvis. Sorry na.
Uniform po nila
Tama
yung
naman,
puti.
nakaputi sila lahat. O kasi naka-black naman sa kabila.
Oo. Balik tayo sa ating aksyon. Nico Elorde. Enzo Hoson. No good. Rebound Sarangay. And here's Art de la Cruz. Ighalo. Again, the physicality between Custodio and Elorde. Bonbon escapes. No basket. Elorde will push. Nico bounces. Enzo, one-handed shot. That's good.
Well, that's the third time we've seen the push shot coming from Enzo, and that's produced very well for him. Contrary, kanina naman sa post-up, talagang inaabangan nila. Yan, meron na naman tayong
Nakapwesto na ulit.
Oh, nakapwesto na ulit.
De La Cruz will give it up. Custodio versus Elorde. Bonbon. He shoots and misses again. So Nico's getting the upper hand.
And one thing that's constant in terms of instructions, ang senyas palagi is, abang na sa baseline, abang sa baseline. They're waiting for that spin on the baseline for Bonbon.
This is now the biggest lead for South Cotabato. Jervy Cruz could not extend it. 2.5 minutes. Custodio now playing point guard. Good defense by Elorde. How about the last 3 sequences for him?
Right.
Elorde is wide open. Will he be rewarded? Oh no! So that's a foul called. And it seems like there will be a review.
Yeah.
Well, that was certainly unconventional.
Right.
Bonbon is arguing that there was a kick.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. There might have been.
Bigla siya nag-burst of speed eh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not an unspo, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a foul, but it will be 3 free throws. As now we have a challenge.
Medyo na-extend rin ng konti. Well, that's tough.
Oh, this would be interesting. Kasi na-review na eh. This game may challenge. So they will review again. Let's see if the referees will change their minds.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. All on the floor stays.
Okay, so the referees will continue with their initial call, which they already reviewed. It is a foul, not an unspo.
Right.
A personal foul, but 3 free throws will be given to Nico Elorde, who's been having such a nice time recently. That's what, 4 possessions?
4-5.
4-5. Maganda nilalaro niya, getting the better of Bonbon Custodio.
Tsaka unfaced no? I mean, he's really out there.
Yeah. Well, Nico would want to serve as a nice example in terms of, the discipline that you would want to put in this game, because it was a painful loss versus Nueva Ecija. Mark Cruz told me that they definitely knew about it, that in their next practice, nagkaroon ng parang forum muna. Nag-usap-usap yung magkakampi. And it was led by their captain, of course, Mark Cruz. And even other veterans like Jervy Cruz and Nico Elorde stepped up and said some things in order to just give some reminders for their squad. After all, sense of urgency is a must as of this moment in the season.
Especially as you head into the playoffs.
Yes. Turnover story, +4 for South Cotabato. Hand off to Koga. Yusei with an opening.
Good
Kick out Iggy. Now it's Arth who shoots. In and out. Rebound Tolentino.
Got a good line though. Good ball movement for the Tigers in that sequence.
39-33. 100 seconds to go before halftime. Bounce pass onto Kyle Tolentino. The pull up and the miss. Rebound De La Cruz. Back Talio against Enzo Hoson. Talio trying to make a move. Not a time here. De La Cruz will do so. Back to Mac. 6 seconds. Tough shot. No good. Ball tapped away by Jerby.
Yeah, he had that switch generated na kanina sa middle pero hindi komportable si Mac Talio and so he had to give it up and try to relocate.
Back with Nico Elorde. Jerby Cruz. No good. Nice swipe.
Wow, a good swipe.
Inagaw lang talaga ni Mac Talio ang bola. This is Art De La Cruz onto the corner. Koga for 3. No good. Elorde surveys. Nice setup to Kyle. Too strong. Rebound to Davao. Koga going to Iggy. Catch and shoot. In and out.
Got a couple of good looks. Another steal here.
De La Cruz. Numbers for them. Arth spins and Arth will score. He has 14.
Right. And he had that option on 2 shooters the other way pero hindi na tayo nakakashoot sa labas. Dito muna tayo sa loob. Good decision though by Art.
De La Cruz has 10 rebounds as well, by the way. He's on pace to have a 20-20 game. 4 seconds to go. Jerby Cruz inside. Janicio. One more. And South Cotabato will lose time.
And Art De La Cruz has some message to Kyle Tolentino after a clean swipe on that attempt.
De La Cruz has poured his heart out in today's game. 14 points in 15 minutes with 10 rebounds. So he leads all scorers. He's the only guy in double figures. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Back here at the Caloocan Sports Complex for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Andrea Entiso and right now we will be having our halftime interview together with Sir Arvin Bonleon, the team manager of the Davao Occidental Tigers, and of course Sir Merman Flores, the team manager of the South Cotabato Warriors. Thank you so much po, sir, for joining me here at the half. Unahin ko na po munang kausapin si Sir Arvin. Sir Arvin, alam naman po natin na malapit na po ang playoffs and with your team already secured para sa South Division, kamusta po ang preparations ninyo so far?
Yes, good evening everyone. Regarding sa preparation namin, siyempre may ginagawa kami mga new plays para sa playoffs. Yung practice namin more on shooting and adjustment konti dahil ayaw na rin namin mag-go hard masyado dahil kulang-kulang kami. Kulang-kulang yung players namin. So, this time, kukuha kami ng timing sa mga kasi ang iba galing sa injury, dahan-dahan mo na yung mga minutes na nilalaro nila ngayon.
Alright, sir, at syempre aabangan po namin yung mga nakatago nyo pang baraha. Meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Of course, binabati ko ang lahat ng Davao Occidental, Santa Maria, buong Davao Region and Davao City, family ko, Coco Life, Bautista family, and yun lang, thank you.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Arvin. Dumako naman po tayo sa aking kanan. Sir Merman, with the losses, I'm sure gusto niyo po yung putulin in this game. Are there any negativities forming in the team? If so, paano niyo po yun ina-address?
Wala kaming magagawa sa talo namin kasi masyadong competitive ngayon ng liga. Sobrang lahat ng mga nakakalaban namin magagaling. So, we just have to do our best.
Indeed, sir, pataas ng pataas ang competitiveness dito sa ating liga, lalo na at papalapit na ang playoffs. Meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan, Sir Merman?
Yes, we would like to thank our sponsors, Governor Tamayo sa South Cotabato, Jinky Skin, RCS Sportswear, Armor On, at sa lahat po ng mga nanonood dyan sa South Cotabato and sa General Santos City. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat yan.
Alright, thank you so much. And that's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away, magbabalik pa rin po ang MPBL.
Halftime score is 39-35 in favor of South Cotabato. The biggest lead was just 6. It's been that tight between these two very hungry teams as they try to snap their individual losing streaks. It's 5 straight for Davao and 3 straight for South Cotabato. Coach Mike, our numbers.
Well, you see there clearly yung disparity dun sa attempts. That's a plus 16 attempt difference in favor of South Cotabato, but maganda efficiencies on the floor para dito sa Davao. And yung difference na yun is really generated from the offensive rebounding. You see the difference right there. 9 rebounds difference, which led to the additional attempts para dito sa South Cotabato, not to mention the plus 3 turnovers that they forced on Davao.
In the words of Art de la Cruz, ang bigat in terms of rebounding against the South Cotabato Warriors, which you anticipated. Even in our pre-game, you mentioned that they rebound better than Davao Occidental. De la Cruz had to push, grabbing 10 boards in the first 2 quarters. And then after that, may pressure defense pa siyang hinaharap.
Yes.
And so it's hard for them to set up. A lot of times, you just saw him just scoring by himself. He does have 14 to lead the way, as on the other end, it's been well-balanced. For South Cotabato, 7 points for Larry Rodriguez, 6 for Hoson on his return. Jervy Cruz and AJ Benson then combine for 10 points. And there's the 14 of Art de la Cruz. Biniro ko siya kanina, 2020 game na ba? Sabi niya, hindi, triple-double pa rin. Tingnan natin kung mayangat natin ang ating assists. He does want to facilitate and empower his teammates after all. Ighalo has 5, Sarangay and Tumalip have 4 each, but of course, they could do better, and Art de la Cruz could help their cases at that.
And he's really that type of player na gusto ma-involve yung mga kakampi niya. No? I guess nakita rin natin yun in that game against Quezon. He could have taken control in that last a couple of last possessions, but he still opted to involve his teammates, trusting that they will make the right play and make the baskets. And kanina, yung 12 points na difference in terms of bench points, you see that on the side of Davao, there's only one player that scored at least 4 points coming off the bench, and that happens to be Tumalip. Samantalang sa side ng South Cotabato, 4 players at least scoring 4 points on multiple attempts. And there you see the difference in terms of bench points. It could be a confidence on taking those shots, even if you're coming from the bench, or really just everywhere they're getting the green light to go and shoot, regardless whether you're starting or you're off the bench.
The guys who scored at least 4 off the bench were Hamito, Benson, Rodriguez, and Jonicio, as they joined Hoson and Jervy Cruz in that list. As Hamito, nice spin. Offensive rebound, put back.
And again, when we talked about generating additional attempts, that's what we were speaking of. You miss, you get the offensive rebound. Kaya bumabalik ka dun sa defensive coverage din ng Davao. A missed rebound defensive is also a missed defensive coverage.
It's a +5 in rebounding so far for South Cotabato in this game, and they have 10 second chance points. Yun, second chance points din yun, di ba?
That's right. Exactly. That's 2 possessions, 4 attempts kaagad. You see the difference. That's why they're generating a lot. So unless they get a lot of attempts from the free throw, speaking of Davao, they got to work hard on those boards.
And it's 27 bench points as of this moment for South Cotabato. After all, they're number 2 in the league in bench scoring as Hamito scores again.
And this is what, a 6-0 run? All of them coming from Jammer. And, difference between Mark Sarangay and Jammer really, I guess, is the run in the open floor.
And Hamito's just there at the right place at the right time, as he extends the lead to double figures for the first time in this matchup. It was a rim run for him.
Yes, agreed.
It wasn't the hardest of rim runs, but he was located by JP Calvo. 45-35. This fan of the game, or these fans of the game, are brought to you by Jinky Skin. Great to have them here. Ayan, tatlo pa pala sila.
Natuwa yung mga batang nanonood ng basketball game. Ano?
They seem to be fans of South Cotabato
Mm-hmm.
as they are seated behind their bench. Kurt Lohera,
Wow.
short on his layup. And here's JP Calvo. Has Calvo even shot the ball? Only twice. He hasn't scored. Jammer Hamito, that's a heat check for him.
Oo.
He has all the points in this quarter so far. And he's called for a foul on that drive by Jan Salubre.
And Salubre had on the wings Iggy Ighalo on the 3. Didn't opt for it. He wanted that paint touch to be a scoring option for him.
Salubre had 3 points in their previous outing, scoring those in 11 minutes of play. So it's
Yeah.
that 3-pointer from the corner that you described.
Right. Naman, I guess late in the third quarter or early in the fourth.
So now he surpasses his previous game total. Already with 4 in 8 minutes of play. Over 2 minutes gone by in the third. Tolentino. On to AJ Benson.
Oh, wow.
Nice escape. AJ Benson just continues to play better and better for South Cotabato.
And you just see how well spread that floor is, preventing any help defense from Davao on those attacks.
Benson has 7 on 3 out of 3 shooting. And he's defending Art de la Cruz.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had his hand down there.
I'd say that's the second best spot to place Art de la Cruz. One is up top, the other's on the elbow because, masyadong malapit to even make decisions on whether to make a pass, put the ball on the floor, or take a shot.
There's a foul called on Larry Rodriguez as he tapped the arm of Art de la Cruz. There's the elbow jumper.
Mhm.
Very basic for such a fundamental player.
Tsaka basta niya, nakababa yung kamay ni AJ, You're down there, I'm gonna take the shot up here.
De la Cruz is shooting a 6 out of 9, by the way. Very efficient, 66% from the field.
Mhm.
He has 16 and 10 with 4 assists as his numbers. At siya pa nagbababa ng bola.
Oh, siya kasi nagpipick ng spots niya, hindi muna siya, tira agad, Post
De La
up.
Cruz trying to seal against
Yeah.
the very heavy Chris Dumapig. Yung sinasabi niyang bigat sa loob na kailangan niyang labanan. And Dumapig is called for a foul.
Mabigat talaga. Ang layo na ng pwestuhan niya. Galing na sa mid-post. Napunta na sa 3 points yung post-up niya.
But because he has the driving ability, he was still able to escape. Para siyang Robbie Celis
Correct.
Kayang gawin ang lahat. Sideline for Kurt Lohera.
Oh.
Screen by Baila. Pinapalabas. Kenneth Ighalo almost traveled.
Yeah.
Step back, no good. Rebound Dumapig. Rebound Storia +8 now for South Cotabato. And it's all worth it as Tolentino scores on the other end.
Another
And he
steal.
gets the steal. Tolentino will fly. No good.
He was
And back with Arth.
Yeah, he was asking for that foul.
Lohera onto De La Cruz. Down the middle. Art De La Cruz will score.
Classic Art de la Cruz. One dribble with the right and a floater finish on the left on the right side of the floor.
18, 11, and 4 for
Yeah.
the All-Star of Davao. Calvo. Almost a steal. Dumapig recovers and he's fouled. I mentioned that De La Cruz is an All-Star. The other All-Star hasn't had a nice game for himself. Mac Talio has only played 8 minutes. He only has 1 point on 2 field goal attempts. As De La Cruz gives us this one-handed shot, using his dominant hand at that. It's TH Tumalip inside the game, and he's called for a foul.
And it's quite odd that, Mac Talio getting only 2 attempts, in so much, 8-9 minutes that he's been on the floor. Pero a lot of it has to do on the most of the time yung bola nasa hands ng nila Art de la Cruz trying to facilitate.
And so, is it the defense again of
Yes.
South Cotabato denying Mactalio?
Yes. And clearly identified as one that can create with the ball.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Kyle Tolentino at the stripe. He converts. Kyle has 6. He's defending Kurt Lohera. Benson and Tumalip were tangled up. No call. A 10-point game. Over 4 minutes gone by in the third. De La Cruz. On to Salubre. 8 on the shot clock. Jan Salubre off the glass and in.
Ibang klase talaga yung basketball IQ ni Art de la Cruz. The moment he passed that ball, as he was giving that screen, he was signaling to Baila to go and dive after the screen. You know, always thinking about the next play.
He's the court general of Davao Occidental. Pasok dito si Jammer Hamito. This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. I want to see his communication. Ayun!
He was pointing to Baila, go dive.
Nice
Right.
observation.
Either he was signaling for him to dive or give a pin down for Iggy Ighalo, who could rise for a 3 at the top.
Calvo. On to Chris Dumapig. Nice seal.
Fake.
Dumapig short. Rebound again for Art. And he's pushed. So that's board number 13 for Art de la Cruz.
Kung trabaho rin lang sa loob ng court, doing everything that he can contribute, that's your guy, Art de la Cruz.
Man, will he have enough at the end of this game?
Yeah.
I hope he does. Or I hope he will. He's played 21 minutes so far. He's on pace to play around 34 in this game.
I say he's pacing himself. I mean, yung 29 points na binalikan nila sa Quezon, you know, medyo
Nakakapagod
dikit
din.
pa to.
Oh yeah, nung Monday lang yun.
Oh,
It's
right.
been a long week for them.
Right?
51-43, Tolentino attacking and scoring.
And this time around, he makes sure na matatapos sa basket yun. The other drive, medyo hindi ganun yung tapos eh.
8 points for Kyle, and he basically forced that turnover. Calvo, no look. Benson on the reverse.
Ayan, forcing turnovers and getting points out of it.
Benson has 9 points now on 4 out of 5 shooting, and he has the best plus-minus among all South Cotabato Warriors. De La Cruz on the other end continues to do some damage.
Right.
He has 20. We're back with JP Calvo, who's been comfortably passing that basketball in this game. Again, he only has shot the ball twice. Benson. Turnover. De La Cruz got the steal. Forward pass. It's a bit too long for TH. But Tumalip was able to save it off of Benson.
The pass was too long because Art was actually leading him to an open space on the floor.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. AJ Benson playing his best game so far.
Yun yung mga layup na nilalagyan pa ng sabaw, eh, no? Bago susubo na lang, nilalagyan pa ng dagdag na sabaw.
Now Benson will have to play good defense. Mactalio short. The lead is 10.
I'm sure if you're Davao, you're hoping that Mactalio starts producing here. You're gonna need him.
Well, it's his turn to do so because Art de la Cruz is on the bench.
Right.
JP Calvo. Step back. Yes, sir. That was his moment. And his moment alone.
Oo. Again, mapapansin mo talaga yung kumpiyansang binibigay ni Coach Elvis dito sa mga players niya. You know, if you have the three, go take it. Don't worry about it. Just go the next play if you miss it.
Biggest lead match at a dozen as a foul is called on Felix Aprecu. Free throws na tayo dito as Elorde returns. And this was the ISO move of JP Calvo, who has had to adjust back in the MPBL even though he already saw action with the Cotas and Marikina before. Sabi niya, iba na ang pacing at iba na ang talent level as of this season. Yun naman ang maganda sa ating liga. Pahirap ng pahirap ang level of competition as each year goes by.
At saka if you're lalo na if you're a bottom team, the opportunity to be able to knock off a top seed, you know, it's tough, pero you take on the challenge. You know, that's what defines you eventually. And kung ikaw naman yung nasa taas, no, you can't do that to us. We're up here for a reason.
And that reminds us of the South Division playoff picture, where as it seems anything can happen as Marvin Jonicio converts with a three-pointer. He has 7. Baila, bounce pass on to Talio. Back to Dariel, who's fouled by Aprecu.
Nice move by Mac Talio right there. After that return pass, drew 2 guys on him, opened up that lane for that dive by Baila.
Two free throws for Dariel Baila. We've seen 17 free throws for Davao in this game, as compared to the 8 of South Cotabato. Ang bawi ng Warriors ay ang kanilang field goal attempts. They've attempted 20 more. So, a lot more chances for the white shirts.
Well, you can argue yung turnovers that they forced actually gave them that additional.
It's a +5 in turnovers.
Right.
For South Cotabato. Talio goes to the corner. Tumalip will shoot. That's good.
I just want to remind everyone that run by Davao in that Quezon game started with a 3 in that same corner. So we'll see if the same thing happens here.
Who shot the 3 by then?
Si
Salubre?
Salubre.
Sana. Jammer Hamito scores with his right hand. He had to do it again just to show everybody. And the biggest lead was what? 29, right?
29.
Of Quezon Province against Davao. Mac Talio turning around.
There you
Feet
go.
work. No bounce. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up with Jammer Hamito. Forward onto Jonicio. Hamito has a double-double, by the way. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Hoson. Screen by Jammer. Up top they go. Elorde all day. Too strong. Another board for Jammer. And he's fouled. What a game for Jammer Hamito.
Oh, grabe yung trabaho niyan sa loob. Hindi lang tumitigil eh. Alam niya pag tumira sa labas, kailangan kuhanin ang pag-effort sa rebounds.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Delivery by Terrence T.H. Tumalip. Jammer Hamito is at the line. This guy had 4 points and 6 rebounds in the first half. He has already surpassed that output in the third quarter alone.
Yeah,
both in points and boards.
Right, and he's almost doubled his point production and, you know, same din sa rebounds niya.
13 and 13 pa para kay Jammer Hamito. Almost another offensive rebound. And yes, they pull it off. It's by Jonicio. 8 on the shot clock. Hoson. Hamito again. Short. Jammer. Oh, the paint belongs to him.
That's his kingdom right now. Nobody's claiming that from him at the rate that he's playing.
15 points and 14 rebounds for Jammer Hamito. And the scoring in this quarter is dominated by South Cotabato. A 3 for Arana. No good. Rebound number 15 for Jammer. And that matches his previous game output as Enzo Hoson converts from downtown. 2 seconds. The lead is 18. Tumalip. That has to be reviewed. It's quite tight for him. Either way, what a third frame for South Cotabato.
That's right. And, you know, that this difference in terms of attempts has really been a factor here.
Let's see if this will count. Malabo na yan. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's still in his hands, right.
That could have been useful for Davao Occidental. And so, this is the biggest lead in the game. 18 for South Cotabato. These highlights are brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And plus 25 on attempts, plus of 13 on rebounds, and you're causing turnovers and making points out of it. Jammer getting offensive rebounds. We liked how Art performed, but he can't do it alone. He's got to need help from the other guys from the Tiger squad.
Points in the paint, 40 to 24. That is the kingdom of Jammer Hamito, in the words of Coach Mike Perez. Gotta love that. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Jammer Hamito versus Nueva Ecija had 9 points. He had his career high of 15 boards by then, with 2 steals and 2 blocks. But it seems like he will be giving us new records as of tonight.
Right, and rightfully so. I mean, kahit tingnan mo yung field goal percentage, ang taas din eh. 7 of 14, that's 50% on a double-double, 15 points, 15 rebounds.
And now, he's tied with AJ Benson and Enzo Hoson as 3 players with the best plus-minus. A dozen for them in positives. It's a steal by Arana to begin the 4th frame as we take a look at our quarter scoring.
Yeah, 2 quarters that actually blew by the 20-point mark. First and the third quarter, 24 and 29 respectively. And that's been a crucial run, those 2 quarters. The start of the game and the start of the second half.
Nice putback by PH Tumalip, who wanted the foul call. As now, there's a whistle blown. This could be a tech on TH. Let's see the previous sequence off of the miss. There's the box out. And the putback. Okay, there's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
You can't use profane language at may turo pa sa referee. It is a tech.
Yeah, right.
So who's gonna shoot it? Enzo? No, it's Nico Elorde. Nico had himself a nice first half.
Yeah.
He has 3 points and 8 assists in this game.
Lalo na yung run kanina, no, against Bonbon Custodio down on the
he had a duel with him.
Right.
Elorde converts.
I guess yung hope rin nila Coach Mano is pagpasok ni Bonbon, they can exploit that, advantage underneath. But Nico was just tough too.
Custodio's on his feet. Wonder he wants to return in the game.
Could be.
Just so the duel can continue.
I think he saw Nico inside. He wants to go back.
We'll take it though. If we can see a show between the two of them. As Enzo Hoson got tangled up for sure with Ighalo, and he was fouled eventually.
And Nico was pointing to that action. He thought that there was a hit above the shoulder on that drive by Hoson.
Hoson, though, I would imagine is playing inspired basketball because he's seen greatness lately in the form of his girlfriend, of course, in Risa Sato. I'd like to congratulate Risa and the rest of the Creamline Cool Smashers for achieving a Grand Slam in the PVL, 3 championships this year, having defeated the Signal HD Spikers just yesterday. It happened yesterday.
A lot of the valuable followers, I'm sure, very happy with that.
Including your wife. Big shout out to Tita Doors, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. She's gonna be, hopefully, she comes in here later.
So, Caloocan at Negros ang kanyang inaabangan as Tumalip is fouled on that drive by Apreku.
And Tumalip also, to my observation, is one big that could, be a factor come the playoffs para dito sa South Cotabato.
So another veteran for you.
Yeah.
And speaking of veterans, Bonbon Custodio is back. Unfortunately, Nico Elorde is on the bench. So, no duel between them. Tumalip unable to convert. Coach Manu Inigo hoping for another big time comeback. But it has to be faster now.
Yeah.
Only 8 minutes and 52 remaining in this game.
The thing is, yung normally yung ganyang kalaking difference in terms of field goal attempts, you'd like to think, hindi kasi sa 3 points sila tumitira, kaya mas marami silang attempts. Pero ito, mas marami yung attempts sa sa perimeter. The threes is just a +6 difference in favor of Davao in favor of South Cotabato in terms of attempts.
I was about to argue that it was the free throws that gave us the offset in the first half. But now, the free throws of South Cotabato have caught up.
Right.
And it's not like Davao is shooting really well from the line. They're only at 66%.
Correct.
Dumapig backing down. There's the feed to Apreku, who will score.
And interior passing, interior defense, rebounds, offensive rebounds. Just the story here in this game so far.
Points in the paint, 42 to 26 in the kingdom of Jamaramito.
Ibang klase yun.
We're gonna continue saying that up until he gets interviewed by Andrea later on. As Tumalip goes left. That's a tough shot, short. And here's Enzo. Cross court, Marvin Janicio. The trailer is Dumapig. Back to Hoson. Mark Cruz, screened by Dumapig. Up top, Enzo Hoson. 7 on the shot clock. Hoson goes to Marwin at the corner. Short. Rebound De La Cruz.
Oh, what a steal.
And it's Mark Cruz's turn. Too strong. Another rebound for Arth. He's up to 15 boards.
Oh, wow.
Custodio escapes. Custodio will score.
Ibang klase yun. Behind the back with the left hand. You think he's going to sideline towards the baseline, but instead that shift behind the back with the left hand goes middle. Shot fake. Foot control. Veterano.
You like to use the word calculated. To me, he's the most calculated player that we have.
Oh.
Kasi kabisado niya ng galawan niya eh.
Actually, kahit yung depensa no? Alam na niya.
Oh, kabisado niya na rin. Kalkulado niya na rin. It would be a delight to watch Bonbon play in Davao again. Kasi yung mga ganyang klaseng player, crowd favorite yan eh.
That's right. Agree.
Enzo Hoson against Iggy Ighalo. Enzo will shoot. Off to the left. Rebound. Well, that ended up with Davao. And here's Bonbon. Again with his calculation.
Tumatabi na lang si AJ Benson. I-score ka rin lang. Wala nang end one. Score ka na lang.
And usually when you do the sidestep, you give yourself an angle to shoot off the glass. Tumigil siya sa gitna. As this fast break of the game is brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max.
Walang angle no? Talagang straight middle.
Walang board.
Walang board.
Too easy for Bonbon. But they're still down by 14. 6 minutes and 31 to go. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Well, I assume that these are fans of Nico Elorde. Because we saw Mitch Del Carmen. Mark Cruz. Up top, Jervy. They swing it over, AJ Benson. Almost lost the ball. He's double-teamed now. Benson, it's a steal. Davao with some momentum. Bonbon is ahead of the pack. Ighalo decides to go all the way. That was short.
Down 14, you need a stop here. You want to come back.
Under 6 minutes to go. Mark Cruz going left. Bounce pass to Jammer. Up top to Jervy. Back to Hamito. Oh, he's blocked by Naves.
Good defense by Kyle right there. That time around, rejecting that attempt.
On the other end, Tumalip is fouled by Enzo Hoson.
Just the 13th foul. So baseline out of bounds.
Tolentino returns. Free throws na tayo para kay TH Tumalip.
Was that on the act? Oh, okay.
Well, apparently he sold it well. Ganun din naman ang IQ ng veterano eh. Alam mo na, sanay ka na. Kapag narinig mo yung pito, iangat mo na yan. Davao is slowly closing in.
Right. But they have to have a small run.
Yeah.
To feed that energy in them. They're gonna do that. They have to do that defensively first.
Otherwise, it's gonna feel very long for them.
Oh, yes.
As they try to trim this lead down. Baka maubusan ka pa ng oras. Jammer Hamito. No good for Tolentino.
That's a good coined name.
Combo. Ko na eh.
Combo.
Art de la Cruz. No good.
Ooh, that was tough. I had that shot too. Lapit eh, no?
72-60. Halfway done. Bigyan nyo kay Jammer. Yan, pambawi. Hamito with the ball. Hand off to Mark Cruz. Up top, Jervy. They go to Kyle. 2 seconds. No good. Rebound de la Cruz. That's number 16 for him. No touchdown for Tumalip. So it's like a statistical battle between Jammer Hamito and Art de la Cruz.
Oh, wow. And both left-handed big men, ha?
Oo nga. Eto sila ngayon. Hamito called for a walk. Si Bonbon, inabangan talaga.
Yung spin papuntang left. Alam na niya.
Knockout play. Yes.
There you go.
Good execution by Davao.
Down 10. One good stop and a chance to make the single digits.
Mark Cruz onto Jervy. Hand off to Enzo. No good. Rebound Jervy. And, ooh, he's fouled. And remember, Davao does not have a challenge anymore.
Well, that's the third straight time, to my observation, that they've ran that same play where you have that middle ball screen with the Cruzes. And before they try to shift it over to the other side, thinking of a high-low for Jammer Hamito. And they've been empty in that possession.
Couple of subs for Davao Occidental. AJ Benson will also return.
Oh, ito, panapat na kay Jammer to. Si Mark.
Mark Sarangay. Right.
That's a good move.
Back with Nico Elorde. There's the matchup against Custodio, by the way. AJ Benson will fire. He's fouled. And I've been saying that this is the best game of AJ Benson. Ito rin ang laro kung saan pinakababad siya. 16 minutes already for AJ. He has 9 points, 4 out of 5 shooting, 1 out of 1 from downtown. Also 4 rebounds and 3 assists for him. Remember last year he had a pivotal role for Val City. Hindi lang nagtagal, but we're glad to have him back. That's a guy who gives so much passion into his MPBL career or his basketball career. Nung nasa Bataan kami, second game niya South Cotabato. Andun na siya nagsushooting bago yung first game.
Grabe.
Ganun siya kasipag. And it has paid off for him.
Yeah.
Akala ko nga, nasa lineup siya ng Quezon eh. Kasi first game
nandun na siya. Sipag din, ano? Look at that.
Ighalo, bounce pass, not the best of angles, and there's a foul called on Jammer Hamito.
The pass intended for Mark on the low block against Jammer.
Still no mini run here.
Yeah, wala
And this
pa.
is the point. Under 4 minutes na lang tayo.
Mhm.
And they're still down by 11.
Mhm.
Baseline for Ighalo. Bounce pass to Custodio. Here we go. Bonbon.
Yeah.
Bucket. 9 points for Bonbon Custodio.
Too good that close. Too good.
But can he do it consecutively? They're still down by 9. Elorde. Up top, Marwin. This is big. No good. And it's Jammer Hamito again. That was rebound number 16 for Jammer Hamito, his new season high. On the other end, Art De La Cruz has 20 and 18.
Uh-huh. And again, offensive rebounds ang nagbibigay ng extra possession para dito sa South Cotabato.
So rebounding battle natin, it's being won by South Cotabato by a dozen. Hamito has 16 points. One more try. Oh, make it 17 rebounds for Jammer.
It's a plus 15 offensive rebound difference for South Cotabato. 21 versus 6. That's huge.
Well, you expected it, Coach Mike.
Yeah.
De La Cruz is fouled as he was doubled. At free throws na yan para kay Art.
Mm.
You can see that he's breathing heavily. On his knees. He's done so much in this game for Davao.
Right.
I mentioned Chris Lalata's not available. That's a big loss for them.
Right.
Lalata's coming off of a double-double. And even Keith Agovida is not present. As now we go to Andrea Endicio.
With the kind of performance Art De La Cruz has been showing, did you know that there was actually a time in his life that he thought he was done with basketball? That was when he got an open fracture on his left hand, and to think that he's a lefty, sabi nga niya, kaliwa pa. So akala ko, yun na yun for my career. The way he described it, he cannot even count the days wherein he was in agony because of the possibility na hindi na siya makalaro ulit. His recovery lasted for months, but seems like the game itself pulled him back. And truly, first love never dies, right? Migs and Coach Mike?
Well, it runs in the family.
Mm-hmm.
With the De La Cruz family, Daddy Arturo takes a lot of pride in his son. For him to get well, to recover from that wrist injury, he's come a long way. Kita naman natin, smooth pa rin ang shooting ni Art De La Cruz. At hindi lang yun, marami pa siya naging pilay in his life as you get to see that bucket once more by Jammer Hamito. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the dad, Art De La Cruz, is also a hardworking player back in the day. And so, you know, for that to translate into this Art De La Cruz is pretty big.
I had to go through my notes about his previous injuries as well. So may fracture sa wrist, may Achilles injuries pa yan before. At hindi biro yun.
Yeah.
Mahirap mag-recover doon. We have a challenge for Coach Elvis.
But reviewed, the challenge was successful. There was no foul. Ball possession stays with Davao.
All right, it was clean after all. No foul by Nico Elorde. Yeah, he had his hand on the ball. Medyo weird lang kasi yung tapik niya paangat.
Right.
Baseline inbound for Iggy. Art de la Cruz. Back at it, de la Cruz. Strong
Klase
shoulder.
talaga.
What a game for Art de la Cruz. 23 points and 18 rebounds with 6 assists.
Minsan yung to her point, the term that you use, yung strong shoulder, yun na talaga yun eh.
Yeah.
Ibang klase yung sa kaliwang side niya eh.
Nico Elorde misfires. Rebound number 19 for Art de la Cruz. Alley-oop. Lohera will finish. And the lead is down to 8. South Cotabato better be careful. Almost a steal. Ooh, there's a foul. Very unfortunate. And remember, Davao doesn't have a challenge anymore. At ngayon, matatawagan pa sila ng technical foul.
I think that technical would be on Bonbon.
It's the bench,
Oh, it's the bench.
not on Bonbon.
All right.
There's the foul by Kurt Lohera. Although you'd feel for them. Kasi momentum eh. Yun
momentum.
na yung mini run eh.
Yeah,
Na
momentum.
sinasabi mo.
Right. They were trying to get 2 quick ones on good possessions, you know.
Instead, they send one of the best free throw shooters of South Cotabato at the line. Elorde shoots at a 74% clip. One more for Nico. Imagine, it's a 4-point swing.
Oh,
Kung hindi na itawag yung foul na yun.
yeah. This would have been down to
6.
6, yeah.
Free throw shooting, as you can see on the screen, 50% for South Cotabato. Elorde converts. Here we go again. And Nico is called for a foul. Much to the surprise of his supporters who we just showed on camera. They literally have their jaws dropped as it happened in front of them. Custodio will shoot. First one is good for Bonbon. He's in double figures. I remember Coach Manu telling me that Bonbon Custodio is his emergency button.
Oo naman. Ganun niya ginamit nung first quarter against Quezon eh.
These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. 79-71. Oh, now there's a foul on Bonbon. These two just never end.
Since they,
Since the second
the
quarter.
second quarter when they got together in that low block. No love lost.
Elorde back at the line. First free throw is no good. 1:50. Davao with some momentum.
Down 8, pwede pa to.
Yeah. Can Nico make this? The answer is yes. Back with that matchup. Custodio. Will he post up? No, he just attacks. He got fouled. Basket and one for Bonbon Custodio. It's his time.
Yeah. Calmly brought the ball to the right side of the floor, asked for a clear out that side, and started attacking.
Gotta love his composure after getting bumped 3 times.
Ni hindi yumuko eh, no? Talagang nakatingin sa goal, i-score eh.
He is used to that.
Right. And I feel when Nico tried to steal that ball away, that's when the defense started to change and rotate.
It is a 2-possession game.
Yes.
80 to 74.
I told you.
Under 100 seconds to go.
And he won't stop here.
Biggest lead was 19. Keep that in mind. It's a
Oh.
steal. Ighalo, no numbers. They go to De La Cruz as the trailer. Arth lost the ball. No foul.
Wow, that's big. But they still got time.
That's a double team. And another foul. As Elorde will go back to the line.
Now, obviously, Nico got into that situation, but, calmly got out of there.
I gotta give it to those two. They have their eyes on each other,
Right.
but they also know when to stop. Ayan. They're trying to be aggressive. They end up fouling each other. Pero hindi naman nila pinapalala to a level
Yeah.
kung saan si Rudy Distrito na ang maghihiwalay sa kanila.
At saka, yung dalawang veterano yung dumipensa sa kanya, eh, no?
Yeah. Although, that's the end of the show because Custodio now has fouled out. With 14 points to his name. It was about to be his time already for Davao Occidental.
But again, 6 points down with these 2 free throws coming. Still doable, minute and 11.
Elorde is 5 out of 9 though from the line. Not the most efficient night. He converts on his first. Now at 60%.
Pero ibang klase yung nilaro nito ni Bonbon Custodio. Lalo na in that previous possessions. He's been crucial.
Elorde, 9 points, 9 assists. The lead is back up to 8.
3-possession game ulit.
And South Cotabato is pressuring. Lohera will bring it down. Kurt goes to Iggy. A 3-pointer. Short. Rebound Hoson.
That ball,
That's tapped
yeah.
away in favor of Davao.
That's right. The ball should stay with Davao.
Baseline inbound. And Coach Elvis will call for time. All right, we're going to regroup for defense. We'll take a short break. That's the remaining game of Coach Elvis Tolentino in the regular season. South Cotabato versus Quezon. This September 30 inside the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque. That could actually be a preview of the first round.
Could be, yeah.
But with a win today, that will, of course, enable them to at least get that 6th seed.
Right.
And they did get the stop off of the timeout. And here's Jammer Hamito up and under. Jammer Hamito will finish.
He's having a lot of fun.
That could be it. The dagger in this matchup. Rightfully so. It came from Jammer Hamito himself. As Art De La Cruz misses. Rebound Lohera. De La Cruz is 1 rebound away from a 2020 game, by the way. And now there's a foul called after South Cotabato was able to obtain the basketball. Let's see this previous sequence. Jammer Hamito with some magic in the air. Did not expect him to give us a highlight like that, but we'll gladly take it. And a smile as well.
Hang time.
It's Mark Sarangay. Apparently he was fouled on the other end. So he's the one shooting from the line.
Boy, what that 2020 possibility for Art. Would have been really nice if they won this game.
Sarangay. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
The rebound, 20-20 for Art de la Cruz. So it's a triple-double and then this stat line. Just to be clear, he had a triple-double last game.
Right.
Ngayon po ang 2020. Unfortunately, they fall short against the South Cotabato Warriors, who will snap their 3-game losing skid. They move up to 16-11 as Davao goes down to 15-12. So as it stands, South Cotabato is half a game away from the Parañaque Patriots in the battle for the 5th seed.
That's right. And so right now they sit at number 6.
Yes.
And the Davao gets number 7. So even if these two teams get to tie up on their last game, it still would be a win over the other. And so it's still going to be South Cotabato with number 6.
Our best player of the game is brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. He just dominated the second half.
That's right.
Jammer Hamito in the first 2 quarters only had 4 points and 6 rebounds. In the second half, he tallied 17 points and 11 rebounds.
And the first 6 points of the third quarter.
Yes. He also scored with a magical layup at the end of the fourth, much to our delight, as it is a double-figure victory for South Cotabato. This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. It is the kingdom of Jammer Hamito today when we talk about the paint in South Cotabato versus Davao. Jammer is now with Andrea Indicio.
Thank you, Migs. Our daily fantasy best player of this game is Jammer Hamito. First of all, congratulations. Jammer, obviously sa larong ito, dominated mo yung paint at kitang-kita namin na talagang nagtrabaho ka sa ilalim. At kung titingnan nga natin yung previous game ninyo ay naging consistent ka, especially in rebounding. Pero sa game na ito, bakit nga ba mas lalong tumaas yung competitiveness mo, especially sa ilalim?
Unang-una, thank you kay Lord in Jesus' name, amen. Si Coach, lagi niya akong minomotivate na sabi niya, trabahuhin ko palagi yung 15 rebounds kasi yung punto, sabi niya, bonus na lang para sa akin. Kasi hindi naman ako hinahanapan ng points rebound talaga.
At isa na nga lang yung natitirang laro para sa inyo dito sa regular season. Pero ang susunod yung makakalaban ay ang team na nakatalo sa Davao, which is Quezon. Sa tingin mo ba, enough yung pinakita niyong performance against Davao para matalo ang Quezon?
Tatrabahuin namin sa game, sa practice yon para makuha namin yung kumpiyansa patungo sa laban sa Quezon.
Alright, Jammer, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Binabati ko si Gob Tamayo, RCS Sportswear, Jinky Skin, Armor On, sa lahat ng mga taga South Cotabato, maayong gabi sa inyong lahat. And binabati ko si Tita Eileen Tolentino, si Princess, asawa ko, si James Jaden, anak ko, at si Boss Regan, at Benomart Caloocan, at si Ma'am Salves ng Salves Face and Body Skincare. Magandang gabi po. Thank you sa lahat ng pas ng MPBL at dito sa taga Caloocan. Hello.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that is Jammer Hamito, our best player of the game, brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Andrea. Congratulations to Jammer Hamito. And there they are, number 6 in the South Division, half a game behind Parañaque. Davao Occidental is at number 7. And slowly, the playoff picture is shaping up for us. Let's see which teams will be matched up against each other come round number 1. Thank you for joining us in our second game. And up next, we will feature Negros in their last regular season game taking on the home squad, Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Thank you for joining us. For Andrea Indicio and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Mix Gomez. At magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Yan ang liga ng